Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so you can hear TT over here. She's purring away, and I'm holding her, so this might be a little slower than usual. And so our card is the Universe card. Okay, and let's see what these tea leaves have to say. Okay, decide where you're going, Mama. Not right there, though. Come on, come over here. Let's get moving. Come on, we gotta get this reading going, girl. Okay, so let's take a look at these tea leaves. See what they have to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. So we have that Universe card, and I love that energy because it really is kind of, when I see it, I think, all right, yeah, this is Spirit reminding me that everything is in its right place. Everything happens in its right time. Even if I have other plans, those are just my plans. Okay, so I want to start with, let's start with this one. We have a person standing here, and it looks like they're wearing some kind of robe, maybe, or a dress. They have the head up here, arm raised. It looks like they're holding a pen of some kind. I'm thinking this is like a scribe. Or somebody kind of taking notation. Maybe they are drawing. Something is being created here, something being documented. Now we also have, right over here, we have a 2 and a 0, so 20. We have a small child right here. Over here we have a fish. And right here we have a person that's wearing a crown. You can see the eyes, the nose, arms lifted. And it looks like they have some kind of crown here. Okay, so I want to look at this and I really feel like there is this sense of, and look, it says right here, M-E. So it almost looks like it says me, right? So I feel like there is this sense of creating your own ability to make money is the big thing here, because we have the fish. But I really feel like it's like you've created your own reality. I feel like at some point, maybe not that long ago, but at some point, it could have been some years ago. It could have been a few weeks ago. I don't know. But it really depends on, the potency and the work that you are doing, of course. But I feel like there's this sense of stepping into that almost magician role, the architect role. You are somebody who I think probably spent a lot of time trying to be impressive. And I don't think it was just for ego or pride. I think you wanted to maybe make people in your life proud. I think you worked very hard to really live up to mom and dad's expectations. Now, I don't think that they necessarily pressured you. I think that they probably wanted a lot for you. And they encouraged you. I'm imagining that they did a lot of the right things to try to help you in your academic career, to get your life going and so on. But I think that it just never felt right. Now, I think that you were probably you probably did pretty well, I think that you were somewhat accomplished, and that felt good. But in the daily tedium, right, of the mundane world, that place that, in spiritual work, we place a lot of value on the higher realms of thinking, these interior places that we travel to, our dream worlds, our visions, our interactions with the divine, and all these things are very important. But we also have to consider, we exist in the mundane shared reality, base reality, as I like to call it, for a reason. I don't know the reason. I have no idea. But we're here, and so, there has to be work put into that space as well. So I think that, you've done really well, but in this area, you have lived in other people's concepts of the world a lot. I feel like you probably went through that whole, the list of things that you're supposed to do. Now, you maybe didn't do them completely in order, but you have spent a lot of time trying to check those things off the box, right? Graduating high school, going to college, meeting somebody, maybe getting married, hopefully making a little something for yourself, trying to pay off debts, maybe buying a home, whatever, and it's all different for each of us. That's like the old school dream. I don't know how many people are living that one anymore. But, I think at some point you just came to this realization that, okay, this is a form of success, but maybe this is not the success that is for me. I'm doing all these things, I'm meeting my goals, and yet I don't feel a lot, right? Or maybe there's a sense of disappointment. Maybe you get to that goal and you think, okay, now I have to keep going for something more, and it's more, and it's more. And it's like, at what point is it enough? Is it ever enough? So, I do feel that there's been this transition of maybe understanding and belief, and your need for exploration into self, into your faith, into the divine, your creativity, finding something that means so much to you, finding something that is yours, finding something that allows you to express yourself, that allows you to become immersed, that you are fully you dive right in, right? You are on all senses, it's a fully sensory kind of experience. Now, these things, these feelings, these impressions, these sensations can come up for some people when they are painting, riding their bike through a park on a beautiful day, swimming or going and watching sunsets and taking pictures and writing poetry and whatever it is. Finding work that is meaningful to you. volunteering, connecting with people. And so I think this is it. You're in maybe the second part of your life, the third part of your life, and you realize like, hey, this is not forever. This is not this is not going to, I'm not living for 1,000 years, probably. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you are. But likely not, So we have to make the most of what we have right now. And I think that you are not afraid to do that anymore. In fact, I think this switch, this change in pace, this, almost it feels like a frenzied excitement coming up and thinking, I get to do all these new things. I get to change my routine. I'm going to go to places maybe I've never been. I'm going to see things I've never seen. I'm going to experience the different, palette of life. The good, the bad, the ugly. I'm not going to, abide this prescribed path anymore. And that's a lot of freedom, and it is also not an easy way to live. Not really, not in the details of it. It's not, But I think that you are willing to try, and you are doing it. And I feel like this is for you. This is maybe the first time in your life that you've really done something just for yourself. And this may be the year. This may be your year. But this is the year where it all starts to kind of make sense. The terror of that initial awakening kind of dissipating, and you look over life and you think, if you're like me, you look over life and you think there may not be an ultimate truth. There may not be any reason for anything. It might all be fairly chaotic and individual. Precise to the little light of consciousness that you are among this infinite collective of many consciousnesses, and it can be almost like nihilism in a way, but not in a way that it's pessimistic, in a way that it's like, okay, well, if nothing has any kind of empirical truth or meaning, really, that means I get to create meaning for everything, everywhere I go. You are the creator. At least you are an extension of. You are divine. You are if you subscribe to, you are a godly being. You're a being of the goddess. You are, a most beautiful, beautiful miracle. And so, yes, of course you have access to the ability to make meaning in all aspects of your life, from the top to the bottom. And that's really a lot of what that becoming the magician is. Now we have the child, and I feel like in this time there really is this sense of that inner child at play, excited, so excited to wake up each day do something new, do something novel, to explore, to find those bits of awe in what feels like the littlest things, the subtle things. And what a beautiful gift. It is. It's a beautiful gift to have those eyes to see. And I feel like this is a real return for you. A real return. Now that fish, the fish tells me that even with these shifts and things, and maybe you have retained your work, maybe you have retired, or maybe you have decided to go on to something different. But whatever it is, I feel like this force of life that really is just, it is lit inside of you. That fire burning bright. It reaches out into that sector of creating resources for yourself. And you will. And I think more so than you ever have. Because there's love here. You have a passion that maybe has never been there. Not at least in a way that you felt that you could harness it and manifest it into your world. But you have found that connection through this work. And so I can see that you will be making money. You will be making resources. Trying not to cough. I still have that little bit of the flu. The flu's over. It's just the residual effects. So I thank you for being so patient with me. It has been, once again, a trying time as far as the coughing, the sniffling, and so on. Okay, so we have this, I keep looking at this, and I'm like, what is going on here? So we have this big old rat right here. You can see the body, you can see its tail. Okay, that's a rat with the head right there. Now, sometimes I see the rat and I think, okay, you have somebody in your life you need to watch out for. And that may be the case, but I don't think that this is necessarily that. What I do see is when I look at the rat, when I think of rodents in general, especially the rats, because they are so abundant and they are so adaptable. They absolutely secretly run the world. I'm not even kidding about it. I feel like I remember seeing a thing, and I think it was on that documentary about rats, but a thing about like there's something like 3 rats for every like human being on the earth or something, like something astronomical, maybe even more than that. And so when I see the rat, I think, okay, so this is like it's very fertile, prosperous, adaptable, someone that, you put them anywhere, they're going to make something happen. Absolutely. Don't lick my face. I'm scared of you. Last night, TT scratched my face during the middle of one of my readings. She got her little claw stuck and she just turned and I think she got scared. And then she turned and she scratched me right in the face. And it scared me because then there was blood all over the place. So I'm sorry if I'm a little afraid of you tonight, my love. Don't bite me. Don't lick me. Actually, let's go down there. Thank you. Go find Poppy. So we have the rat, and I think that, I'm not calling you a rat. I'm not, but I think that it's the most wonderful totem to have. When it shows up, we know you are able to do what you got to do. You're good at figuring things out. Not only that, you're thriving. Okay, so this is as much as you might see it and hear me saying that, you're like, okay. But yes, I do think that it is definitely a good sign. It is a most auspicious sign, I should say, and something that is very welcomed, definitely. You might even be born in the year of the rat. And if you are, go ahead and leave a comment. I want to know how many of you are out there. Okay, let's see. Now we have a person who is kind of, we have the head, we have the body. It looks like they're holding maybe a, I was thinking it looks like a wand. It could be a staff of some kind, but I also have a person down here who looks like they're holding a wand as well. So I do feel, I just keep getting this real clear feeling of, intentional, maybe intentional magic. Maybe you're doing magic. I don't know. But I think that you are intentionally doing things, maybe like the law of attraction. Maybe you're working with mantras, manifestation. Maybe you do like sympathetic magic, some kind of low folk magic, fetish or something like this. But I think that this is really, you're coming into this era of just potency. And I think it's something that it kind of runs in the family. I think that you come from a line of practitioners of some kind. So if you have, people who maybe do divination, maybe clairvoyant, mediums, channelers, just, maybe herbalists or, something along these lines. But you come from a family of people who also, and I'm thinking about this, it's like they have, I think they're pretty successful. It's partially luck. A lot of it is the hard work. It's not just like blind luck, but I do feel like this is maybe even something that is kind of joked about, like, oh, we have favor. The opportunities really present themselves, and so, I think that that's probably partially it too. We have a lot of people and families who feel like they maybe have curses on their families, generational curses. And this is kind of the opposite. I feel like there is a sense of a profound relationship with spirit, the divine, and really guided to this magical work. But I think that it is something that is happening a little bit later in your life. I don't think that you necessarily have always been super interested in it. It maybe is something that was like a passive interest before, but now I think you are implementing it more and more into your life in earnest. Not just kind of, maybe you dabble a bit, but I think that there's a real, you're establishing quite a routine of, maybe you like keep altars, maybe you have like a sacred garden of some kind. You might be like me. I'm really into connecting with the animals around me, not just the cats, but what I like to call backyard spirits, the birds, the frogs, the squirrels especially, and so on, all the little critters that are out there. And, kind of building a magical relationship with them. And so, I could see that this is maybe something that will become more and more part of a central part of your life. Now I want to look at, we have the 15. Now let's turn it so you can kind of see. This one right here looks like a 5, and it's hard to see it how I'm looking at it. But but 1, 5, so 15. I have that rat. I like the rat. I want a rat in one of my readings. Never get the rat. Oh, yes, this is the other thing I saw. Now it says hola, like Hola. So hello. So I do also feel like there's somebody coming through. I also see, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold it in. We have the M, U, and I kind of, from this direction, it looks like an M. Okay, so mum. It looks like mom, maybe. Maybe this is a mother figure. It could also be somebody who has a relationship to chrysanthemums. Or how do you say that? Mums. That's what... if you watched my readings, you know that I'm terrible with pronunciation. So I have to practice words before I say them. I did not know I would be saying that one, so I have to. But yes, mums. Here they are, late summer, early fall, right? Flowers. So they're very hardy and they're beautiful. If you haven't seen them, look them up. But I wonder if somebody in your life had or has kind of pots of mums during those later months of the season. Okay, so let's take a look over here. Oh, we have a little boat with some eyes. We have a flower. So we have somebody who's kind of really watching your movements. I don't think that this is necessarily like a bad thing. This isn't like stalkery or anything like that. But I do think that there's somebody who has kind of, and it's somebody in your I was going to say family, but I think somebody in your life who you know already. But I think that they notice you really moving differently. And I feel like, you know, as you have shifted in your lifestyle, I feel like there have been people who maybe were worried about you having a less conventional life than you had. And as you have settled more into it and it seems that you are becoming more and more happy, you are able to continue to thrive and actually probably thrive much more than you were. You know, I think that there's almost a kind of sense of envy, you know, with some of the people around you, kind of like, you know, I wish I could live the way that I want to live. I wish I could do the things I want to do. It must be nice, you know. But the reality is it's a lot of work. It's not that you're just, you know, kind of not meeting your responsibilities or maintaining the life that, you know, you have decided to take on. But you're doing it in a way that that doesn't make you miserable. You're doing it in a way that feels authentic. You're doing it in a way that it makes you want to be within your own life. And I think a lot of people don't know how to live that way. I think for a lot of us, we spend much time lamenting the choices we've made, not able to figure out, how do I get out of this? What do I do exactly? And it's not a sense of just like abandoning everything that you've created, because no matter where you go, you're going to have the same problems ultimately. This is about perception. This is about kind of taking charge of, you know, where you put your energies, what you allow into your life, who you allow into your life, the internal dialogue that you have, how you are spending your time. Are you, you know, are you elevating the necessity for, free time, for passions, for, you know, exploring your faith, your your spirituality, your, the weird things you dream about. Do you go looking for them in life? I've always very kind of tripped out when I when I remember that people aren't looking for the patterns they experience in their dreams in their world. Sometimes I have a dream. I gotta go walking today. I gotta go find that shiny Easter egg that showed up in my dream last night. I gotta go look for it. Well, not a lot of people operate that way. Sometimes we have to shift into being a little more eccentric. Sometimes we have to shift into doing the odd thing, right? And so I think that people maybe look at it and they think, oh, you're living kind of a trivial life, you're doing frivolous things. Well, I argue that you are, we are doing the most important work there is, right? We're living a life that is worthwhile to us as much as we can. I wish everybody that blessing, even when we're working a lot of hours, we have a lot of things to do. We have bills, we have worries, we have people in our lives that need us, and all of the many things that it is to be an adult in this world. But we must find the magic, and it's there. It's all around us. It's in everything. But we have to find those eyes to see, don't we? And I already know that you know. I know that you have them. Okay, so let's take a look at these gratitude cards. We have a little deck of appreciation. And these are very cute because they're just so little and they have nice little messages on them as well. And we're just going to flip. Oops. Well, I guess we have two to read. It says, love your body. Say a prayer of thanks to your body for its hard work. Yes. This one's not always easy for us, is it? It hasn't been for me. My whole life, my weight has been up and down since I was a kid. And for a number of years, I was quite thin and never happy with my body. Absolutely could not, And then I got older, I gained weight, and, it stayed on. But I still, I do intentional movement and try to eat as well as I can and whatever. But my relationship with myself has changed because I know this suit of flesh that I wear is such a gift, and I have, even though I have insecurities, as we all do, I feel so blessed each day to wake up and I get to do the things that I want to do. And even though I've slowed down and I'm, not necessarily feeling younger. I don't feel like I'm 20 anymore. It is what it is. And there is such a peace in that, right? There's a belovedness in it, in the ability to be who we are and not every moment of every day wishing we were something else. There are still the times, of course. I'm packing my house right now. I have my my thinner clothes still. I'm like, they're so cute. I guess I'm going to take them with me in hopes, right? But if not, that's okay. It's all right. It's all right. So, that can be tough. And on my worst days, I would look at this and this maybe would make me cry. Not going to lie about that. So let's look at this. We also had this one. It jumped out. And it says, celebrate milestones. Don't skip over your chances to make happy memories. There we go. There we go. Here's one. We went swimming this a couple, whatever, I don't know, a week or two ago. And usually, I would be like, oh, I don't want to be in a bathing suit, because I am a larger bodied person now. I'm got mom bod, But then I thought, you know what? I don't even care. Actually, I feel pretty dang good. I liked my bathing suit, and I had fun. I really did. I had some fun. So, and my daughter had some fun, and we made some beautiful memories. And Paul, shout out to Dove and Serpentero, had some fun as well. And so, sometimes it's like we just got to forget all of that stuff and just be in the moment. And if I look ridiculous and if somebody doesn't like what they're looking at, okay, who cares? That's not what I'm going to remember about my time swimming. Come on. You want to get up there? Oh my goodness. All right. So, Taurus, I want to tell you I absolutely love you, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. I read every single comment. Sometimes it takes me a minute to heart them and let you know I have seen it, but I do, and I will, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you. All right, TT, you want to say anything? She said, let's go to bed. All right. Take care. We'll talk in a few days. Good night.